Welcome, Warriors, back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2, the 1% Club. And see, today I'm a little less than a wolf man. I needed to get a trim, my friends. I got some professional stuff going on, so I need to kind of get a little bit of different type of look today. So Wolfman will be back soon, but for now we got a half a Wolfman. A Wolverine, maybe more like Wolverine. All right, guys, so thank you for all the subscriptions, comments, likes. Always enjoy doing these if I can kind of help people with a little more information. And we're gonna do one on this one's gonna be on taking the lead, and we got a couple more to see if I can try to knock out today. Like I said, please give me comments, subscriptions, likes, donations, all those type of things. I get a lot of ideas from you, from different things. We're going to go back to the 10 Commandments, but I had a couple of other things that were suggested to me that I still on my list. And I also going to go back to the book a little bit too. I think we did a lot of the Think and Grow Rich. May tackle a different book that you guys suggested. I also want to continue with the profile series. I'm still looking for SC. I'm going to have to do that one next, and then we'll probably do another one on somebody else with a masculine frame. I have a couple of I have Napoleon, Alexander the Great, a number of these people from the history, and we'll kind of do some of those as well. All right, so this one is taking a lead. Now, this, guys, is a key one, more for men than it is for women on this one. And so as we look, and I've had a lot of great comments, even though I may not totally agree with everything. Lynn was saying she made some really interesting comments, and I think that when you look at history, you'll realize that the problem we really have is that we've been kind of indoctrinated in the changing roles, and people believe that that these roles that have been around for a lot of years with masculine energy and feminine energy are not correct or have been abused. And there's probably some truth in some of those type of things over the years. I mean, I think it's really not a matter of male female. I think it's a matter of evil compared to good. And I think a lot of people use evil. You see it all the time. You see it in the religious sector. Just because people are in religion doesn't mean they're going to do not sinful things and hurt people, young children, these types of things. You see this all the time. You see stories like this come out all the time, and they're coming out more and more about things that happened many years ago. And these things are, these are creation of sinful people. It doesn't necessarily mean that, the God is bad, or it doesn't necessarily mean that the churches are bad. It just means that people. And I go always back to the responsibility is that the people are the ones doing a lot of these type of things. And there's evil spirits inside these people that they can't control. And I think you see this a lot. So when you go to the situation we're talking about males who basically do not take the lead when it comes to situations, leadership, I guess you can call this. And this is a huge problem. I see this in a lot of younger people as I'm teaching and helping and tutoring people and helping people along the way, consulting and working with businesses. I see this issue with a lot of younger men, especially, who have been maybe raised by just a mother, and mothers are wonderful, and mothers single moms doing the best that they can, but they don't have a male role model, and they suffer because of that. They don't understand the masculine trait, and so they also then behave in a way where they feel like, okay, with all the laws and the rules, I don't want to really even attempt it. So relationships are changing where males are not taking the lead. In fact, males are kind of walking away. I think this is all that MGTOW movement and the idea that males are getting tired of, feeling like they're second citizens. And though there is probably a truth in all of this, and both sides of the story, the idea, guys, is that males need to have and use their masculine energy. And if you see males that are having too many feminine qualities, then you're basically kind of saying, okay, the male is not taking the lead, and they're not making the decision, and they're waiting. And there's not many, you can't have two females or two males in relationships. And God did not intend that to happen. And I'll probably get a lot of people kind of, calling me and telling me, well, half wolf, half wolf, that you're wrong about this, half wolf. But you look at the Bible, and there's the reason why you have to have masculine energy and feminine energy together. They're compatible, and this is what ends up happening when you have compatibility. But when you have males who are more feminine, it's almost like you have two females in a relationship. And I know this is something that people think it's the current fad, but it's not, guys. It's not. This has been around thousands of years, because the story of human nature is the same. I don't care. Do you really think that this stuff did not happen in Babylon or Sodom and Gomorrah? All this stuff leads to is more deviance and sinful behavior. And I know people don't want to hear this stuff because it's not correct the way it is. And, it's tough. This is the way it is. And I think people need to kind of stand up and really talk about the fact that this is the way it is. We need to have, just like you can't have two masculine people in relationships as well. Those things never work out. And if you don't have that, then someone takes that role. And maybe the female tries to take masculine qualities and be the masculine person making decisions, and that never works either. A lot of females do not want to be in that role. And if they're forced to be in that role, they'll do it. They don't like it. I mean, I've seen many, many different people talking about that they don't like all this responsibility. They wish someone could help. And all these things are happening because they don't have a male figure in the family. And males and females need to work together and be together. And this is just the way God intended it. And unfortunately, this is not something that's happening right now in our society, because a lot of people are deciding not to use their masculine frame, or some of these people are deciding that they don't want to just use their feminine frame, and they decide to kind of try to take over the role of the male if you're female, or take over the role of the female if you're the male. And these things don't lead. These things don't work. And so you have to take the lead in the situation. So for the young men listening, and I know I have a lot of between 25 and 34, guys, this is crucial for you to be successful. And I don't care if it's the world of business, I don't care if it's the world of sports or relationships. You have to at some point recognize the fact that you can't have two females in a relationship. Those things just don't work. One person invariably has to be more masculine, and the other person has to be more feminine. Now, if you have two people who are females doing it, or you have two males feeling it, there's going to be conflict within those people. And they may, deny it all they want, but this is not something that God intended. And I think this is the problem you run into when we look at this type of behavior. And so you, as a male, need to go ahead and lead those relationships. And I think because of that, you become stronger. Now, how do you do that? Well, because you've been maybe conditioned, or you've been taught, well, they should not be taking the lead in situations. You have to go ahead and kind of start using a lot of your own internal self-control. And this is where it starts. And self-control obviously starts with the thing that we all been talking about all the time, and that's retention. When you are more in control of yourself, now you're able to control situations around you. And you need to determine then, well, I'm going to be the masculine frame in this situation. I'm going to take the lead. Now, you'd be surprised if you take the lead, how many times that comes back to help you in relationships. Those things happen because you're really trying to be the masculine frame, be the person that people want. All right, so as we look at this, the important things, guys, is to take the lead in relationships, take the lead in society around you, and be that strong male you should be. All right, until next time, guys, battle on.